As many of you already know, on Saturday, me and Colette were involved in a near head-on collision on the tail of the Dragon. We were up in the Smoky Mountains for an event with the Smokies GT group, who, if you aren't familiar with, are a bunch of amazing individuals with Porsches, mostly GT3s and specialty cars, that get together to create a special experience and raise money for charity. The Smokies GT events are always one of my favorite trips of the year. To me, it feels like a true vacation. Yes, we film, yes, I vlog a bit, but hanging out with these dudes, driving some of the best cars and some of the best roads, is when I feel at most peace with myself. I feel like most people in a scenario like this wouldn't upload a video, wouldn't put footage of spirited driving out there. But you guys aren't dumb. You know I like to enjoy my cars on the mountain roads. And as you guys will soon see in this video, I'm confident in saying the accident that occurred is in no way or any shape or form due to anything that could be blamed at the fault of me or any of the other drivers in the group. We'll get to that. For now, here's a vlog that we started making over the weekend. Hey, we went to Helen for the first time. How are the pickles?
That's good.
All right, we experienced Helen pickles. I don't know if that's a German thing or not, probably not, but we're off to the Smoky Mountains now. Got some much needed food, flew in, picked up the car at AMP, and are we amped?
We are, and I'm ready to be a passenger princess this weekend.
We both have like mild food comas from eating too much greasy food, so we're taking a more chill route. I love the sounds. Other improvements on this trip include a special race alignment, a Titan roll cage, beautiful fitment, beautiful aesthetic appeal, M engineering tune to the engine. The transmission tune is me because it's manual. Big smile time. We just pulled 3 G's coming out of that corner, Colette.
No, we didn't. Come on.
This woman has been yelling at me for a milkshake.
Come on.
Nope.
Come on.
Chick-fil-A is closed. It's Sunday.
It's not Sunday. It's literally
always
Thursday.
Sunday when
it's
you want a milkshake.
Thursday.
I don't want to hear nothing. No complaints. You don't let me get the milkshake and it ruined my weekend.
Left turn onto Sky.
I wasn't dead set on coming, but then I found out that the hotel for the Fall Smokies was called the Skyline Lodge, and my little JDM self couldn't resist. I think this is actually a new place, so I haven't stayed here before, so I'm pretty excited. I heard they, the rooms might even have hot water for you.
Ooh.
Ooh, so luxurious. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Oops. I will circle. Look at all the cars. Wow, so many cars. So many colors. Mustang, you don't belong here. Silly boy. This milkshake that you had to have. Show them. Show them what I just noticed. Please.
That's just the old whipped cream on the top. I'm still savoring it because it's so good.
We're going to like a 5-star restaurant that probably has like the most beautiful ice cream, delicious desserts in the world.
I'm walking in with this. It's okay. You're a good boyfriend.
Because we're staying in a different area of the mountains, we're actually gonna explore some roads today that I've never been on, that I've heard everyone is raving about. So I'm excited to check that out. Car's all ready to go. Got my tire pressure dialed in. Colette looking like she's either a princess or a tennis player today.
Yeah.
Wait till they see the skirt. It's sick. Is it a skirt or a dress? The world must know.
It's a dress.
All right, same thing. Tunnel pull. I cannot hear anything. My ears are dead. Of course, we do crumb inspection after you've had time to clean up after yourself.
No,
All right,
hold up. No, I just told you. Get the camera out now because I haven't even cleaned up.
You've been
I haven't
sitting in
even
here
looked.
cleaning.
No, I haven't.
You got all these ruffles that are hiding everything.
No, I'm not.
Let me see you get out of here and we'll do crumb inspection.
Okay, and do you want to talk about what you were just eating on the driver's side? A Nutri-Grain bar.
Nutri-Grain bar isn't gonna stain like all this food coloring.
I don't get
All
crumbs.
right, out you go.
All right, look.
All right, inspection time. Bright red, can't miss them.
No, nothing. Literally nothing.
I find it impossible that there's nothing.
Adam,
I think it's too small for the human eye.
Child, like you do. You get crumbs everywhere. I do not. You know this.
I'm looking.
Look on your side. Look on your
Don't
side.
worry about my side. Worry about your own.
About your side. Go look. Do an inspection on your side. You know what? I'm gonna do an inspection.
Oh, what's this?
No.
I think I found a crumb.
No, you didn't. You literally.
Not sure the name of this road, but the views are beautiful. It kind of reminds me of the Trail Hall Skyway. But yeah, look, this is insane.
Wow.
There's probably about 7 million trees down there, if I had to guess. Pretty sure I got a crack in the windshield. It'd be like that sometimes. Some food, group splitting up. Some of us are going over to the Dragon since it's Friday. It gets super hectic on the weekend, so we probably won't have a chance to go tomorrow. Other groups go back to the hotel, grab some more roads, probably just some outside GoPro for you guys, and we'll get out of here. Like I've probably driven the Dragon about a dozen times to date, but this time I realized something that I've never really thought of. So forever ago, I did an advanced driving course at Lime Rock, and if you know Lime Rock, you know that there's that hill, and there's a big compression zone going up the hill, and they really reinforce that when you have those compression zones, you can go from maybe turning in like this to really like abnormally cranking in the steering wheel on that compression zone, and you can get the car to turn even harder. So I kind of applied that today driving in the Dragon, and it was crazy because a lot of corners where I used to kind of like get my turning angle and then hold it, I kind of cranked the wheel even more in the compression zone, and it was able to carry quite a bit more speed safely through the corners, and it was very cool to experience that and kind of connect the two dots. Something I've never really thought of, but something to keep in your mind. If you ever have a compression zone on a track, you can turn in harder and it feels sick. TJ Hunt, get your people. Swear to God, if I find one crumb over there, Colette. Apart from dinner, day one's complete. Had some fun. With this car, when I'm driving on the mountain roads, I kind of overbrake into every corner, and then I kind of get on the gas a little early coming out. So if you see any bit of a little wheel spin, it's usually that. I don't like coming in the corners too hot, especially with a rear-ended car. Also found out today, fun fact, green hair bows are strawberry. Mind baffled. Have fun today?
Yes.
Cool, and I'll do it again tomorrow. See you then. Day two, doing some new roads, old roads. Nothing like the sound of a bunch of GT3s to wake up to in the morning. Got my front loaded with a bunch of junk, and yeah, gonna be a good day. Colette's been performing cleaning service on all the GT3s.
I got the small hand.
So inside these ducts,
I did one.
You almost have to
They're
use
just-
the opposing arm to do it.
Yeah, it does work better if you're facing the other way.
They got a good shot through this little hole.
Oh, you can see what I'm doing in there?
Yeah. I love Miku's car. The footage that you guys just saw in those GoPro clips was from a road called Foothills Parkway. Now our agenda was to drive that road and then we were heading to Topoko for lunch. Those of you that know the area, the only way to get from Foothills Parkway to Topoko is to go through the Dragon. Now you guys already heard me talk about how crowded the Dragon is on the weekends. I knew there'd be a lot of traffic and I knew it would probably be a cruise. I'd actually offered to Colette to see if she wanted to drive. Knowing that it would have been a much slower pace, she decided against it because of the shoes that she was wearing. And I decided to lead because I actually knew that road and Sean had always been leading the group, so I figured I would do it for a change. Since I just filmed on the Dragon the previous day, which you guys already saw, I wasn't really stressed with recording it, which now I regret immensely, but one clip did surface from a few cars back that did capture the accident. I have a lot to say about the clip and I want to analyze it, but for now, I'm just gonna let you guys see it, play the real-time footage of what happened after the crash, and then we'll go back and revisit it later on in this video. This is the last thing I want to film right now. Short of the story, this truck basically crossed over completely into our lane. We weren't able to stop in time. 100% their fault. Car appears to be totaled. Sad day. Yeah, it smells like something smoking. Did you see that?
Yeah.
All y'all guys okay?
Yeah. Well, of course the GoPros weren't recording. We were coming around a corner. A truck came coming across here, completely in the left lane. You can see they were on this side of me. My hand's a little messed up. I don't think it's broken, but...
Oh my God, babe.
Yeah, just smashed into the steering wheel.
Oh my God, I didn't see that.
What? Oh, they are?
Something's talking in your car.
The airbags went off. This thing's done. Hello?
Are you going to your hand?
Yeah, I think it's just a bruise, but I think I'll be okay.
So I don't think he was actually recording. I was trying to look at the GoPro to see if it was recording. That was definitely like the craziest shit of my life. White truck was fully in this lane. Like not just, oh, they kind of crossed the line type of shit. Like the truck, literally we went around this corner. The truck was fully 100% in this lane. And there is nothing to do, nothing. I'm still like shaking. Babe, you can tell though,
Hey.
this wasn't like you were in the other lane. Look at where the car got hit.
No,
Like
so
they were completely on
I just
this
heard
side.
her, so what she said she was doing, she was going over to the pull-off to let other cars around, but wasn't obviously able to see what was coming around. It's still her fault.
Why would you ever go to a pull-off where you can't see
Yeah, you
what's
should-
coming around? Like this is not a pull-off for this side. Like
For sure. I'm not, it's totally their fault, but I can understand if you aren't familiar with these roads, you see a pull-off on the left, you go, not realizing that there's cars coming. That was the first time I think I've ever had airbags go off on me.
yeah, same.
Are you okay? You good?
I'm shaking.
I know. it smelled like something was on fire, that's why I just wanted you to get out.
Can you see your hand? What's crazy is that like the worst damage on theirs is like barely anything. If that car would have been like a few more feet this way, it could have rolled down the entire hill. And that'd have been a lot worse, so.
Like I said, thankfully everyone's okay, even though it was their fault. Like I would have felt terrible had they gone over the cliff, and that's just not something that anyone wants to deal with. Obviously, one of the things too here, for an ambulance or a police officer to get up here, it takes a long time because of the mountain. There's no crossroads or anything. So I'm just glad that everyone's okay. From this way, you can really see how blind this corner is too. Sean let us take his car. We're following the car to go meet it at the tow yard and try to get all that figured out and handled. We were just heading to Topoko to get some food. The Dragon on a Saturday had so much traffic, so many people, that I'm glad no one in our group was really going fast and everyone was able to stop and everyone was safe. But like, this just goes to show that these situations out of your control, even if you're doing everything right, you never know. A deer jumps out, a car pulls out in front of you. The motorcycles in the middle of the road, like, it's gnarly. And there's a lot of traffic on this road, and I know a lot of you guys come up here and just be safe. This is not fun. All right, now let's watch that clip again. You can see in slow-mo, by the time I have any eyesight around the corner, I'm on the brakes and almost at a dead stop before there's a collision with a truck. Having been able to kind of reflect on this scenario and everything that transpired, there's still a lot of weird stuff that doesn't make sense to me. For one, there's kind of mixed stories going around from the other side of what actually happened. So for full context, we've got two girls driving a Silverado, following the driver's husband who's on a street bike, which you can just see briefly in the clip. Now, I was told by the woman that she had people following her, which on the Dragon, if you're not familiar with it, like, people will tailgate you if you're going slow. She was probably anxious, looking for a pull-off to get out of the way. So she veered in the left lane a little bit early, caused a collision. Now, another side of the story that I heard was that she was pulling to the pull-off to check on her husband, which didn't make any sense because he was still driving around the corner. Another theory was that maybe she was chasing and filming him in the Silverado, but when we look at it on a map, nothing really makes sense. If you look on this little map that I drew, you can kind of see the line of where the truck was going. Now, I mentioned I saw the truck coming head-on towards me, which means that she had already had to have been in this left lane very prematurely. Obviously, the correct way to do this, which obviously I would never even go to a pull-off on the other side of the road, nor do I think it's legal to cross the double yellow. Regardless, if you were going to do that, you would go to the point where you could see around the corner where my mouse is here, and then you would have a clear sight of, okay, I can pull over to the pull-off. But she was so far in the left lane so early that it just doesn't make sense to me unless maybe she was setting up to go around this corner, like going wide to be able to like apex in this corner, which would be a wild theory. Is it plausible? Maybe, but I can't understand why she would be over so early. And then my thing was, like, people asked, why didn't I veer to the left a little bit? Well, when you see a car coming head on with you, you are under the assumption that they're gonna go back into their lane. So the last thing that I would have wanted to do was to go left into their lane because A, in my mind, that could have caused a head-on collision. And also, had I crossed the line and the impact point on my car changed or I wound up on that side of the road, it would have looked like I was crossing the double yellow and then maybe I was at fault. The way that it played out, it was very clear who was at fault, but it's still just very strange how early the truck crossed over, where we impacted. And I do think when you watch the video, you can see the truck appears to be carrying quite a bit of speed to the point where I don't even know if the truck could have slowed down in time for that pull-off. Another thing to mention too, when you watch the video back, you can see two bikers on the right side of the road as the car goes past. Now, believe it or not, they were actually in front of our cars. They had just pulled over to let us pass. Had they not, they probably would have been the ones getting hit by a truck and they may not have come out of there with their own life. Pretty crazy to think about. Also, like I mentioned earlier, Colette was almost the one driving my car. A few seconds earlier, a few seconds later on that bend could have changed everything. And despite the car, I really do think it's best case scenario for how the accident could have played out when it comes to injuries, everyone walking away, not causing a pileup. Could have been really bad. Someone shared a clip on Facebook of a very similar scenario happening on that same exact corner. But what you'll notice is where the car goes off the road is much later, which makes sense. If you're overcooking a corner, you would never be that far over left like the lady in the truck was, which leads me to believe that it wasn't a truck just driving fast or reckless. It was just a very bad call on vehicle placement and, quite frankly, being in a lane that they shouldn't have been in. Had the hit been on my rear left wheel, that would have made a lot more sense with someone just overcooking a corner, but this situation was weird. Now look, we've got a police report. It is clear as day who is at fault with this. If insurance wants to be tough, they can pull data from the vehicles. I'm confident that on that corner, I was going under the speed limit. I know on the Dragon, most corners to that degree, you are insane if you can carry over 40 miles an hour of speed on them. The speed limit's 30, and even if you're doing 30 around those corners, in 90% of cars, you are pushing the limit. Had we been going faster, the crash would have been a lot worse. I'm thankful we were able to slow down as quickly as we were. Had we been going any faster, it could have been the difference of pushing that truck off the side of the cliff. In summary, I guess one question or one thought you guys might have, will I ever drive the Tail of the Dragon again? Probably not. And I can tell you that pretty much everyone that was part of that group probably won't either. There are so many great roads up there, and the Tail of the Dragon is always a nightmare with people crossing the yellow line, stopping in the middle, going off, weird stuff happening. There are so many accidents, so many deaths. It's just not worth it. The locals know it. The locals don't go out during the daytime. And to those of you that may not know me or how I handle situations like this, it may not seem like I'm that upset given the situation. I am just immensely, immensely grateful that me and Colette both walked out virtually unscathed. I got some x-rays on my hand. It's not fractured, so I'm very happy about that. Colette does have some whiplash and some neck pain that she's going to be working through. But the fact that not only we, but the people in the other vehicle walked away from this is huge. Regardless of who's at fault, had someone else died, had that truck rolled over the cliff, it would be very hard to live with that. It sucks that out of all the cars that could have gotten crashed, it was the 992 GT3. I'd say in one way it's the most replaceable car because it's not that complicated and it's pretty simple, but at the same time, it's also probably the most expensive car and one of the hardest to replace given that it's a paint to sample car. I think there's only 2 ultraviolet cars in the States. 992 GT3s are virtually unattainable. You can't get them from dealers. Half the people that order them don't even know if they're gonna get their car in the next 2 years. Again, it's a car. I feel like I have my fun with it. There's a chance I might have a 992 RS by next year. Do I want another GT3? Do I want to replace the car? Well, I guess my first fear is dealing with insurance companies hoping that I can get paid out for the market value of the car. I'm confident the car's totaled between the damage on the A-pillar, the damage to the front tub, all the electronics, interior with the airbags, the rocker being pushed in, all of the diminished value from the car not having a clean title anymore. It'll be a battle, and you know, maybe there's a small chance that I might replace the car if a dealer happens to pop up that has a good deal on a 992 GT3, but I find that to be very unlikely. So I'll most likely just wait until the next RS comes out. But man, this trip, I was falling in love with that car. I never really felt that strongly about it, but with the new tune from M Engineering, redundant exhaust setup, having it lowered, it looked amazing, it drove amazing. I was falling in love with the manual, and for once, I wasn't wishing I had the PDK car up there. It was a special car. I don't know what's gonna happen to it. I don't know if it's gonna go to auction. I don't know if I'll have the opportunity to buy it back. I don't know if I'll want to buy that car back. Look, to wrap this up, I know a lot of you guys like to enjoy your cars. I know you guys go to mountain roads. A lot of you have driven the same roads that you probably saw in this video. If nothing else from this video, just understand that something like this can happen to any one of you. Whether you're driving under the speed limit or over the speed limit, a situation like this, there's really not that much you can do. So be safe. I appreciate each and every one of you that has sent a lot of positivity my way with comments, messages, texts. Colette and I are very lucky, as it could have been so much worse. I love you guys. I appreciate you more than you could ever imagine. And despite this being not the first thing that I wanted to do once I got home, editing and uploading this video, seeing all the concern from everyone, I feel like I owed it to you guys to get some sort of video up that kind of showed a little bit more of what happened and how everything played out. But I appreciate you guys. I'll see you soon, and I'll keep you guys updated through the process.